Have you got some old ARM JSON templates lurking about in your current infrastructure and you really want to upgrade them to the latest Bicep, but you don't know how to write Bicep, or you don't really want to muddle up currently what you've got? If only there was an option to convert them so easily. Well, I've got the solution for you, but first, play it! Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Azure Corner for the first episode. I was going to say another episode there, but I've sort of caught myself midway through and went, actually it's the first episode. So welcome to the first episode of the Azure Corner. And if you follow me over from LinkedIn, you'll probably notice I've got a different backdrop now. I've actually decided to put the Azure Corner on display. I found it quite funny when I used to watch back the videos and I'd think, I've called it the Azure Corner. I work in the corner of my bedroom, but I'm doing it with a white backdrop that has nothing to do with the Azure Corner. So, yeah, I thought it was appropriate to get it in shot and keep with the theme of the Azure Corner. So, yeah, and also I think it creates a little bit of informal chit chat, like we're working together, like we're in the office, and that's certainly where I've done most of my learning, in the office, and looking over someone's shoulder and just having them one-to-ones and them good conversations, as opposed to just getting hammered by information on some formal chat or documents. Yeah, it's great, but this is just how I like to learn best. I like to learn through conversation and people just having a chat. And yeah, I'm trying to take that approach in this new era of video and stuff. So let me know in the comments what you think. If you like the little bit of informalness with the Azure Corner in the background and me sat down just taking a chilled approach, or whether you like a little bit more formality, I don't know, with the white background and stuff, stood up and talking into the camera and such. So yeah, let me know in the comments what you think. Well, what type of style do you like? It's all new, so just giving it a go, really. Anyway, back to the episode. So yes, I want to talk to you about how we easily go about converting our old ARM templates into the lovely new Azure Bicep. Now, there is an extension within Visual Studio Code that allows us to do this very, very easily and very, very quickly with zero effort required whatsoever. All we've got to do is Control-C, Control-V, and that's it. So it definitely alleviates a lot of pressures, especially if you are new to the Bicep world and you're trying to learn on the fly. I've had one or two clients in the past where the managers come in, they've seen something on LinkedIn and they think, wow, yeah, that looks really, really good. I'm gonna implement that. Right, everybody, we're moving to Bicep. Make it happen. and you just sat there like, what? So I've been there, I've seen it, and the manager's heart's always in the right place. They're always trying to do the right thing and be on the forefront of tech. But sometimes we forget that in order to go from A to B, there's normally a middle step. So it's probably A to C with B in the middle as the step. And the step is to upskill and to learn and then implement that new knowledge into making that step. So this tool allows us to remove a lot of them pressures, but also it allows us to make a move in the right direction. I do believe Bicep is the better option than ARM. If you've worked with ARM templates before, and I very much assume you have if you're watching this video, or anyone in Microsoft Azure, if you've had a look at an ARM template, maybe you deployed the resource and you've seen the JSON breakdown before deployment, you'll know that it's not the easiest thing to read or the easiest thing to understand. And there's just tens upon tens upon tens of lines of JSON in an ARM template for a single resource. So when I think about a virtual machine, I know that there's a lot of JSON in there. And if you think about maybe storing that template in a repository and then managing some changes coming in from a task. You've got to update a virtual machine's, I don't know, IP or NIC or something surrounding that virtual machine. It can get quite troublesome. And that's just because you've got all of this JSON jargon in front of you. You've got to sift through it, work out where you are. Right, that's it there. I have to change that. You make the changes. Then you've got to change some parameters maybe at the top because you're getting the lovely red error message in VS Code. And yeah, it just becomes a bit of a headache. Whereas I feel that the Bicep is very much streamlined compared to ARM templates, and it just allows the team to manage them changes a lot easier, a lot quicker, and a lot safer. If we're removing them hurdles where people are, sifting through and people can understand what they're reading, then we're less likely to make the incorrect change because, as I say, it's easier to read and we can identify where the change needs to be made quicker. So, yeah, I think moving away to Bicep, certainly from a best practice standpoint, is definitely an option. But there is a full breakdown on the Microsoft Learn site on the benefits of Bicep. So, tell you what, let's head over to the monitor. Let's look at the benefits of Azure Bicep, and then also let me show you how you convert some JSON into Bicep and just how very easy it is using this Visual Studio Code extension. So let's hop over to the corner and get cracking. So in front of us, we have the Microsoft Learn documentation for what is Bicep, and it gives you a good breakdown of Bicep and some of the key benefits of Bicep. Now, simple syntax is the big one, what we've been talking about. Again, your team managing them massive ARM templates, and as you can see, the JSON value in front of us there, if we go ahead and just swap that to the Bicep tab, you'll see how condensed that is and for the same resource. So again, a lot easier to read and just makes changes a lot easier, and we're less open to any problems. So yeah, JSON, Bicep, nice. So big advantage of moving over to your Bicep. Repeatable results, declarative language. Now ARM templates are declarative, Bicep's declarative, Terraform's declarative. We're moving away from them imperative languages such as PowerShell. Again, chasing that best practice, especially in DR scenarios. You can configure your whole production environment, and then if you are in a DR scenario, you can simply change the region variable, point it at your secondary region, spin it up. Now, I'm not going to say spin it up in minutes because I don't actually know what you would be spinning up. You could be spinning up a gateway, which could easily take 45 minutes. You could be spinning up Bastion, that takes around 8 minutes. So not minutes, but definitely be quicker than somebody going through the manual steps of, right, got to configure this, now got to configure this, now got to configure this. It's not great. Plus, with that, we are open and very susceptible to errors because human errors are the biggest problem within IT. We all know that. And asking someone under pressure to go and build a brand new environment while the world's burning around them, or certainly would feel like it, is definitely asking for trouble. So, again, declarative language, absolutely perfect. And another two good sells for anybody looking to adopt Bicep is there's no state file, so that's the big advantage over Terraform. And also, there's no cost. There's no cost to Azure Bicep whatsoever. It's a built-in language within Azure, and you can take full advantage of it for free. So they're normally two big winners. State file. So state file manages your entire configuration for your Terraform deployments. So if, for example, you don't manage that correctly, you can get yourself in a lot of trouble because it stores stuff in plain text as well. So connection strings, passwords, it'll be in there. So it can be a single point of failure if not managed correctly. But managed correctly, split your state files into multi-state files, and yeah, having the correct encryption on your storage accounts, you'll be all right. But it's a big vulnerability if you don't get it right. So again, if you're arguing from the Bicep perspective and you want to move down a slicker IAC route, you could definitely use that to your advantage when taking it to your manager. So we've gone over some of the benefits, which is great. Now, what I want to show you is the tool and the extension to go ahead and convert that JSON into Bicep. So let's flip over to VS Code. So we're in VS Code, and the first thing that you'll want to do is go ahead and install the Bicep extension by Microsoft. So go here, search for Bicep as we have done, and then click on the Bicep extension deployed by Microsoft.com, and it's verified as well. So you know what you are downloading, which is great. Have a little read through it. There's a lot of good information in here, but the key one that I would recommend to take away from this, certainly for this exercise, is to label your file extensions with .bicep. So the file knows to engage the extension, or the extension knows to engage this particular file because it has the correct extension of Bicep. Now, from the What is Bicep page, I copied the ARM template for the storage account just because it was nice, it was quick, it was easy. And certainly for this example, it's going to be pretty nice. So once you've downloaded the extension, I think VS Code will ask you for a restart just to engage the extension. Then once that's done, go ahead and load up your ARM template. Again, copy it, and then create your Bicep file, and just go ahead and paste it in, and just watch the magic happen. I couldn't even see paste then, so I'll just Control V, and there it is. There it is. It was that quick, and for anybody that didn't see it and blinked, there it is again. I think that's just absolutely awesome. So you don't have to go away and spend hours upskilling in Bicep, reading documentation, trying to walk your way through tests, etc. It's all built in for you within this Bicep extension. And it's a pretty nifty tool, especially, as I say, if you've got a wonderful manager who's come into the office and said, we all need to now do this. So you've got technology on your side, and potentially not using ChatGPT or any AI services where your company might frown upon. It's all kept locally. So another win there as well. And also, when I was talking about learning from a learning perspective, you can still absolutely do that. So you could break out your Bicep on the right, you can have your JSON on the left, and then you can just start comparing the two files and thinking, right, okay, well, here's the storage type. Here's how I would declare the SKU versus the SKU here for the resource. So again, you've got a couple of lines versus a little bit more. And you get rid of all of this schema rubbish as well, which I think is absolutely wonderful. So yeah, as you can see, 29 lines of JSON, 14 lines of Bicep. So it condenses it down, a lot more manageable. And it's a lot prettier as well. You've got a nice bit of colour in there. You haven't just got your blue and yellow. Yeah, it just looks a lot nicer. So yes, that's it. I know it was a quick one. Certainly from like a quick win. It wasn't really a massive walkthrough, but I feel that these little hints and tricks really help a techie within their day-to-day workings. And as a techie, we just want an easy job. Our job's hard enough as it is. So if we can utilize little tools like this just to, save us a couple of hours, I'll take that any day of the week. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed it. And yeah, implement it. Let me know your thoughts and feelings about it. Let me know if you've already used it. Let me know if you've had a similar situation where your managers come in and you thought, I know something for you, and you've just done it. So yeah, thanks very much for watching the first episode. I hope to see you in the next one.